I'm joined right now by Ken Cuccinelli. He's the former acting Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security and former Virginia Attorney General. Thanks so much for coming on. So we're about a week and a half in. A lot has happened. What do you make of the crackdown so far? Is it what you expected?
It is what I expected. They're actually ramping up faster than I thought they might be able to. It's impressive. And because, of course, the president was only sworn in 8 days ago. And it's also impressive to see Carolyn Leavitt making clear to the nation and the world that this isn't just about the highest priority deportees, those people who've committed additional crimes here in the United States that are public safety threats in the communities they live, but also that everyone here illegally is on the table, as she said it, for getting the deportation process started and completed, as we saw with Colombia, and we're seeing with some other countries as people are actually being moved out quickly from the United States back to their home countries.
I actually want to play that. So this is number 3. This is Caroline Leavitt talking about this expanding beyond who we're talking about right now.
The 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws, and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
So technically she's right, but is it fair to make that characteristic?
Yes.
Is it fair to make that comparison where, there's an immediate need to get criminals off the street? Is there also an immediate need to just get anyone who's following the law, other than, of course, they're not here legally? Is it fair to make that comparison?
I don't think she was comparing them. I think that she's keeping them all in one big pool and prioritizing the, we'll call them additional crime committers, as she would have characterized it, because they have all broken our criminal laws here. And I think it's important, and the White House is doing an effective job of reminding the American people that these aren't just folks who happen to be here, who we for some reason dislike. These are people who broke our laws and therefore are going to be deported.
But if you have somebody who's been here, let's say,
if
you have somebody
let me finish.
But if you have somebody who's been here for 20 years,
that is not how the last administration talked about this.
I understand. Just real quick, if you have somebody
they
here
broke
for
the
20
law 20
years,
years ago.
They should, no matter what, they've been law-abiding citizens. Other than the fact that they're not here legally, I get it. They should be kicked out immediately.
Well, as quickly as we can. I mean, you're literally talking about millions of people. That's why they're setting the quotas. So it's important to not just be deporting duplicate criminal aliens. We also have 1.4 million people who have orders of removal that they're not obeying. But those two groups alone reach 2 million.
So let me go back to the quotas. As these quotas go up from a few hundred a day to possibly 1,800, field offices, they may strain to meet that number. What are problems you see they could run into?
Well, first of all, one of the things you've seen this week is something that hasn't been seen before, and that is the participation of Department of Justice law enforcement in support of these efforts, which they're all perfectly capable of doing. You've seen DEA, you've seen FBI, you've seen marshals. And I think you can expect to see that throughout the entire second Trump term. That was something I can tell you when I was the Deputy Secretary at DHS. The Department of Justice, even under then President Trump, entirely resisted being supportive of the DHS mission, completely resisted and successfully, because you didn't see any of those officers participating in these sorts of undertakings.
No, that's 100% right. I think it is going to be curious to see whether or not people are grouped in who shouldn't be grouped in. And we've seen isolated incidents, but we'll see how that happens as these quotas increase. Ken Cuccinelli, thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.